episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is DK Diamantes. My co-host is Bricky as usual. He's going to be hitting us with some grimy, ridiculous Warhammer facts. But before he does, if you enjoyed today's episode, head on over to patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous. You get a lot of bonuses. Consider supporting us if you enjoy the episode. And yeah, 17K, we have a goal where we'll be doing the Dornian Heresy and the Blood Angels. So check it out. I think that's all of my duties for the intro.
Yes, you're supposed. Yeah, you were supposed to be quick about it, but then you took long by being quick about it by talking about how you need to be quick about it. God damn it, DK.
Look, man. Hey, that was a fairly quick intro. Shut up. It was so quick. I was like, is that it? Shut up. Shut up. Do your thing.
Okay, go to orchid8.com, check out the merch, it's pretty good. Little guy stuff, just little guys. There's little guys, pretty cool. Go read Betrayer. All right, we have an ad for this episode. Roll it. Hey, this episode of Adeptus Ridiculous is sponsored by A World of Warships. I know a lot of you really enjoy your high-stakes military games, and a lot of you really enjoy your boats. And World of Warships has both of those and is a free-to-play game available currently for PC. It has top-notch graphics with 40 different types of maps with dynamic weather, multiple ship classes. We're talking battleships, cruisers, submarines, aircraft carriers, destroyers, etc. New content is released every single month, whether that's cosmetics, nations, ships, or more. You can play by yourself or in a division with friends. And while I did say PC, it is in fact also available on console. So if any of that is interesting to you and you want to jump into World of Warships, check out the first link in the description. And if you register, you can use code BRAVO to get 500 doubloons, 1.5 million credits, 7 days premium account time, 1 free choice of ship after you complete 15 battles, the USS Phoenix, Japanese cruiser Kuma, French battleship Courbet, French, Italian battleship Dante, I'm not even gonna try that one, or the HMS Wakeful. Once again, you can use the link in the description and code BRAVO when you register to get all of these benefits. Thank you very much, World of Warships, for sponsoring this video, and let's hop into it. Okay, we're back.
Damn, get rolled.
Damn, you've been rolled.
Get rolled on.
Get rolled on, idiot.
Get rotated, idiot.
Yeah, all right, you want your quote?
Yeah, I want my quote. Then
Damn straight you want your fucking quote. All right, here's your goddamn quote. We are like echoes in a cave or waves upon the water, performing our parts every time we are called. We who have glimpsed into the flow of time see that it is exactly such vast confluence, paths crossed and recrossed. All are swept along, and we, masters of hindsight, insight, and foresight, are bound that much more tightly to our duty than the ignorant, the belligerent, and the blind.
That was a long quote.
No, it wasn't.
Kind of a long quote.
It was just me drawing it out to be dumb.
Oh. I have a slight advantage in that I know it's Eldar.
God damn it, you Chai! I told you not to type it in the fucking chat.
I was checking my mic before jumping in, and I was like, "Oh, are the levels okay?" And I looked over and Shai was like, "Oh yeah, you better get it right. All those Eldar fans, eh?" And I was like, I'm gonna mention this.
And then you saw, that it get deleted because I told her to delete it because
I sure did.
God fucking damn it, Shy.
But hey, to be fair, I don't know specifically what Eldar this is or what Eldar topic this is.
I mean, you should have a pretty good idea.
I should, but I don't.
I think you do. You're just saying you don't to give it a little bit more of like a thinky think.
Oh. No, I just know it's Eldar and some timey-wimey stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, we're doing which Eldar? Yeah, tell us which Eldar, huh? Which Eldar? Shai's mad that she fucked up, so she's taking it out on you.
Oh, I honestly don't know. I'm gonna say it's Grandmaster Bitbop.
How did you know?
I'm real good at these guesses, dude. Grandmaster Bitbop. Let's go.
He's been a quite powerful man for a very long time. Good old Grandmaster Bitbop.
I love him. Love old Bitbop.
Yeah, good old Bitbop.
Yeah, good old BB.
We're just doing fucking Eldar. We're doing the craft worlds. We're doing the classic. We've done the main topic. We're now doing the various ones you can play in game, various craft worlds, differences between them all that kind of fun jazz. Like we did with Admech a bit ago,
cool.
like we did with the orcs a bit ago, like we did with your mom, or maybe that was just me. I did your mom.
Oh, is that why she came home crying and disappointed last night?
No, that's because...
Oh, that makes so much sense.
That's because she had to return to you.
He couldn't satisfy me, she kept screaming into the night.
Into the night?
Yeah.
Joke's on you, dude. I'm only doing that at 10 in the morning. That's when I leave after our podcast, like drive over to your house.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You ever wondered why there's always like a brick in your room being thrown through the window after I arrive?
No, I just assume that's disgruntled Ultramarine fans.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Eldar. So, good old Eldar. The Eldar, my total favorite faction. You love these guys. Totally not a whole bunch of stuck-up dickheads. But they actually are a little bit interesting at times. And you know, as someone who is a very big fan of like old Japanese mythology, that stuff, like the old spirits and yokai and that kind of stuff, I am mad that this is where we get all of that stuff from, but here we are.
Bricky's on Yokai Watch.
Yokai Watch?
It's a stupid anime that even I don't bother watching.
It's like
It's like one of those
Ghost
animes
Hunters?
that like it's one of those anime that like 4 kids would dub terribly and put on Saturday mornings.
That sounds great.
God, I'm gonna get canceled for saying that, but I don't care. It's true.
Yokai Watch sounds like Ghost Adventures with Zach Baggins, but the Japanese version. Anyway, so CraftWorlds, as a reminder to you, or perhaps just the audience that don't quite remember what a craft world is. Craft worlds are, of course, how you differentiate between the Eldar, but they are these vast spacecraft about the size of small planets. They are gigabig, and the craft world gigabig. And the craft world is built on the skeleton of, and I am saying this verbatim, psychoactive crystalline wraithbone.
Okie doke.
So imagine, okay, so wraithbone is a construct and a construction material for Eldar. What wraithbone is, it is crystallized psychic energy. You know how Green Lantern can just make whatever he wants with his ring?
Oh, is that how Wraithbone works? They can just kind of make anything out of it?
Sort of, kind of. So it's like having a psychoactive material. So all Eldar basically can mess with it to an extent. You can build things out of it, or add stuff, or adjust things with the psychic energy. But there are people who are very much specialized in it, known as bone singers. And
ooh, that's a cool title.
It is. So bone singers are like specialized craftsmen that help make really crazy stuff. So a craft world is created out of this wraithbone, but wraithbone operates almost as if it's living, because it is a psycho conduit. Almost imagine like your psychic power can go through it like an electrical circuit.
Oh, okay.
And so it can be moved and adjusted and changed. Inside, like each craft world itself is like a self-replenishing well of psychic power. The craft world is almost like a living entity. Especially because it's powered by psychic powers reacting to it. In the center of a craft world is a thing called a psychic grid, or they call it an infinity circuit. It's a big old structure that's studded with these spirit stones of their dead, which act as a psychic collective, like a Gestalt consciousness that help run the ship, which also gives the ship kind of like a ghostly feel to it, because it's literally ran and remade by the dead. And powered by the dead.
Brad, I remember the Infinity Circuit, just the collection of their dead that sort of just powers everything, sorta.
Yeah, so this is a
Right.
gigantic small planet / continent-sized starship made and powered by the dead psychic gestalt consciousness of the ancestors of the Eldar.
Damn, that's some mysticism right there. Holy
I was about to
shit.
say, that was a lot of words right there, goddamn.
That's some mystic shit right there. So if you got like some really disgruntled Eldar that were just like, man, everything is going awful and I hate it here. Someone needs to teach these bitches a lesson. Could they just like reform the wraithbone as they pleased and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna make a giant hole under this person that I don't like and out into space you go?
You know, that's an interesting question. I was imagining the concept of like an Eldar walking into his room or something on the craft world and then like sitting in a chair and being like, this chair isn't comfy enough, and then like turns it into a bed. Just kind of things like that. But yeah. I'm imagining that if I'm thinking in a realistic, in my Warhammer way, I would think that it would take like a longer time. I imagine because it's a psychic energy. I don't know, maybe small changes can be made, but you are creating like a physical thing out of your mind. Maybe
True.
It takes like time. You need to like weave it.
Yeah.
You know, because there are people called bone singers, of course, but
sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's like you want to make like a basket,
yeah, like a bone singer maybe could do some damage, but maybe just your regular old Eldar just like, man, I really need a drink of water. Let me make a cup. But they could like put a hole in the ship.
I don't know if maybe if you're making a basket, it would take the time it would take to make a normal basket, but just gotcha. Weave a basket, but you're weaving it with your mind. I don't know.
Gotcha.
I'm not 100% sure. I know there's obviously variations because certain of them are stronger than others, both in psychic power and specialization, being a bone singer.
Mm-hmm. Such a cool title.
That's what a craft world is, right? And each of the various craft worlds operates as the term for both a craft world and the Eldar conglomerate, group, people, etc. Boy Scout troop,
conglomerate people, etc.
Whatever you call them, that is underneath each of these names. So I've got 5 of them today. The reason I have 5 is because I like to combine this with the actual gameplay of the game. And there are 5 currently playable options in the game right now for craft worlds. There are many other ones, obviously, but at the moment we have Ulthway, Alatok, Beal-10, Iandan, and Saimhan. I don't know. The Iandan specialization is getting fucking bodied, so we'll talk about them in a moment.
Damn it, Ian.
But the first one we have here is Ulthway. Now, you may remember Ulthway, as they were the major enemies at the end of the Night Lord's books.
Oh,
it's
okay.
These ones.
I was going to say, Ulthway sounds very, very familiar, so okay. Gotcha.
So Ulthway is a black and bone color, often studded with red gems. They look the coolest by far because most Eldar color schemes, I think, look like trash. But black bone with red gems looks dope as shit.
Oh, hell yeah. You're never gonna go wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely not. So Ulthway are often known as the Ulthway Shthway. Oh my god.
Gesundheit.
Goddamn Eldar. They follow Ulthanesh Shthway, which is the Song of Ulthanesh, which is a folklore hero.
Okay.
A lot of the craft worlds follow some kind of Eldar tale in some way. For example, their craft world's world rune, which I believe is like their symbol, is the Eye of Isha. It looks like an eye that has a tear in it, which is the sorrow of Isha, and their goddess.
Oh, poor Isha.
In the jar.
Oh, forever in the jar.
Forever in Nurgle's jar.
Yeah.
But they are one of the largest remaining craft worlds in the Eldar Empire at the current moment. And they're often known as the Damned because due to their craft world's very close proximity to the Eye of Terror, it helps increase their psychic strength, but it makes people a little bit wary of them because,
Yeah.
you know,
So
increasing
close to the eye, yeah.
yeah, they're so, which is also the reason why they were able to deal with our Night Lord friends because they were close to the eye.
Sure.
But they are much heavier based around their psychic strength, and that is their big selling point. Is if you want to take like Eldar, I mean all Eldar specialize in psychers, but if you want psychers that do like, oh yeah, we're taking psychic shit to the nth degree, you're gonna go with Ulthway.
I assume since they're so close to the eye, they were pretty pivotal in trying to stop the fall of Cadia.
I think Ulthway actually helped.
Oh, really? So they attacked humanity?
Oh, no. They helped humanity.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought you meant they okay. It's like, yeah, let's open the eye. It's like, are you... That seems strange. Okay, cool.
I think that actually, yeah, that the Ulthway assisted in trying to stop chaos in the fall of Cadia. I'm pretty sure it was Ulthway. Because Ulthway is also, because they're so heavily based on their psychers, they're also some of the most premonition-based groups as well. They're constantly meddling with other races. They have tons of seers, lots of foresight, and they especially like to meddle with humanity and also help destroy chaos the best they can, in order to feed into the strength of their Eldar.
I imagine all the Eldar, well, as long as they're not Drakkar, they all want to stop chaos, right? Because they're just like, oh shit, Slaanesh, chaos, oh god, our souls, oh god, the warp. I imagine like every Eldar wants to really... Let's not let chaos reign supreme. Also, didn't the Ulthway use their foresight premonition in the Night Lord's book to try and...
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
Well, without getting too spoilery.
Oh, that's true. We don't want to spoil the book for anybody.
Maybe shy bleep what I said.
Yeah. Bleep the whole thing. Just long series of...
Just put in Rickroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. But yes, so Shai has a quote here that Ulthway had seen for a while Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade because they have their classic seeing the future in all of their seers, and they decided to have this big united war effort to try to stop the Chaos armies from the Eye of Terror.
And they failed. They knew it was coming, and they still failed.
Well, there's a fancy thing here where it says, in Era Indomitus, Ulthway would sometimes go to Imperial worlds and remove corrupt administrators that might negatively impact humanity's fight against chaos.
Wow. That is kind of wild. But I mean, I guess as long as they think it's gonna fuck over chaos, they're probably gonna do it, even if it means helping out humanity, right? Because
so long as it
by
means,
far the bigger threat.
So long as you're fucking over chaos, you're doing your job right.
Yeah.
They're here to kill chaos.
Plays Limp Bizkit and walks off.
So naturally, in game, they are big into their volume of psychers. They also have some of the highest volume of Eldar Guardians, known as the Black Guardians. Eldar Guardians are basically civilians that take up arms to fight. They're your basic troop. They're trained, obviously, but they're basically civilians that take up arms in order to fight off. And since they're so close to the Eye of Terror, think of it a lot like before with Cadia, where basically everybody was a soldier.
Oh, yeah.
For the same reason why almost every Eldar is a soldier. So in game, they're probably my favorite to play. They get a crap load of buffs. Oh my god. Normally, whenever you play an army, you get like 1 to 2 benefits, and they get 4.
Damn.
Which is just crazy. They're like 4 minor benefits, but they're still pretty darn good. They're pretty nuts. They're pretty darn crazy. Their attributes called Foresight of the Damned. Warlord trait is Fate Reader. Relic is like the Ghost Helm of Al-Shazir.
Damn.
Yeah, Gesundheit, right?
I see a theme here.
But yeah, Ulthway, lots of psychers, lots of foresights, very, very large Eye of Terror, etc. Fuck you, chaos.
Sure, got it.
Moving on, we have Biel-Tan. Biel-Tan is one of my least favorite color schemes out there, and they're only worse by the next by Ian Dunn. They are white and green.
Oh no.
I do not like the way Bealtan looks at
It's
all.
a weird sounding name, Bealtan.
Or bile. I don't think it's bile tan. That sounds wrong.
Yeah, it's just a weird sounding name too. I don't like the color scheme. Don't like the name. As I lose my voice. Yeah, Bealtan's a weird name.
Bealtan is a strange one. Bealtan is one of the most aggressive of all the craft worlds. They kind of have the mindset of, hey, I want the Eldar Empire to return to its former glory. And they realize that in order to go to its former glory, they need to kill a lot of people. And if you want to bring back the Eldar to what they were pre-fall, you are going to like murder a lot. They do have a pretty cool craft world though. It's got all these like giant like solar sails in their back.
Oh shit, that is cool.
It's really neat.
Oh god, their color scheme is horrendous. It's like, when you said white and green, I was expecting like, you know, a little more green in the armor, but it's all white with like just a green helmet. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I don't like their color scheme one bit.
Awful.
That's not even the worst. Like by far, there are worse ones, which we'll get to later. But you need to imagine Bealtan a little bit like Necrons in the thought of like, wow, everyone else around us is disgusting, and we have the right to rule the galaxy. This is our life. This is our galaxy. It wants to be ours again.
Okay. That's true. That is a very Necron sort of mindset where it's like, oh yeah, this all used to belong to us. We better kill the shit out of everything and take our throne back. That's true. That is very Necron. Yeah.
Yeah. And so way back in the when, there was this thing called the Battle of Bealtan, which was during the 13th Black Crusade that nearly destroyed their craft world. They actually lived because of the Yanari's help with Gilliman's girlfriend. And it actually, part of that whole deal was where they burst the Yin-Karn avatar, which is the avatar of Yanid, the god of death. The Yin-Karn actually has a model, and it looks sick as shit.
Yeah?
Oh my god, it looks so cool. The Yin-Karn is a really dope thing. But that avatar was birthed from this whole Battle of Bealtan. But the craft world, unfortunately, broke apart due to how many problems and issues of demons with the 13th Black Crusade. So it's more like a moving flotilla now. Kind of like a Quarians. Got a little bit of a Quarian vibe to them.
Okay, that's cool. I like my Quarians. As a Tallymancer, I'm solid with this reference.
When you said Tallymancer, I was like, yeah. So you're like a count?
No, I'm just really like Tally.
Oh yeah, no, Tally's pretty great. Those hips don't lie. But yeah, I mean, craft worlds are in general a little like the Quarians, but this one even more so because their gigantic continent-sized starship was broken apart and is now a bunch of little ones.
Like a literal flotilla, yeah.
They fight as something they call sword wind. It's a extremely powerful attack that just crushes the enemy with large amounts of aspect warriors in particular. Basically, it's like, all right, take Blitzkrieg, but make it your entire force and just like ram it into somebody. Like,
wow.
Fast, incredibly hard hitting, just big ol' like slap you with it.
Damn, Swordwind is such a cool. That's such a cool name though. Calling it Swordwind, that's very, very dope. But if the enemy has any defense, you're risking your whole squad though. Like you're risking your whole force. If they can defend it somehow, like your whole pack is doomed. If that's your strat.
Combine the foresight of the Eldar and their seeing of the future and all that stuff, and how they figure out how to use all their various because it's hard hitting, but I always assumed it was like a combination of the fast, annoying Eldar shenanigans combined with just steamrolling the enemy.
Fair.
So it's a good old steamroll. You're playing Zur. You got those ultralisks out.
Zerg Rush.
You're rolling yourself in there.
Yeah.
I mentioned aspect warriors. I don't think we ever talked much about aspect warriors in the first Eldar episode, and they're kind of a fun little thing that I'd like to mention. Okay. So aspect warriors, because there are regular Eldar and like guardians, and then the civilian kind of group, the Black Guardians and the Oathway. An aspect warrior is a warrior that undergoes the path of the warrior. This will probably be a whole episode, yeah, but They go underneath a particular path of the warrior, and they choose an aspect to specialize in. So they choose a temple to undergo, and they specialize in an aspect of the god of war, Cain, or a different one of the Eldar myth. So, for example, there are lots of aspect warriors, like there are things called fire dragons. Fire dragons have, like, meltaguns, basically. But Eldar versions, so they're better.
Yeah.
They're called, like, dragon fusion guns. And so these guys are, like, tank and...
too.
Yeah, like, big tank and monster hunters, basically. And so the god of... not fire god, but, like, that kind of aspect of war. Howling banshees are an aspect warrior.
Hey, we know them.
We do. I think striking scorpions are like the sneaky, really fast ones, basically, which is kind of fun. They all have some kind of aspect to them.
Right.
However, they are led by something known as a Phoenix Lord, which is the leader of their temple. Jane Czar was the leader of the Howling Banshees. Shai has a picture there. Left to right is Dire Avenger, Howling Banshee, Fire Dragon, Striking Scorpion, Dark Reaper, and a Swooping Hawk. And the guy in the front looks like just a Warlock, I think.
That Striking Scorpion looks so cool.
Yeah, the fast, speedy ones.
Yeah, it almost... Yeah, that looks very dope. I like the hair on the Striking Scorpion. The little tendrils that whip out. Yeah. Howling Banshee also very cool. So, yeah.
They're pretty neato. They are pretty neato. They all have their own aspect. They all have their own lord, Phoenix Lord, that goes over the temple. Bealtan makes use of a shitload of aspect warriors. I think the most out of any craft world, because they're so, like, martial and aggressive. They're very militaristic. Because bring back the old days, you know?
So would they be pretty goddamn strong since they're using so many aspect warriors? So many more aspect warriors than the other craft worlds, I guess?
Well, they're very military. Like, they're very military and martial in their strength. And so they move quick. They tend to, because of the sword wind ability, it's speed, power, precision. They move quick, they hit hard. They're pretty good. I'm not quite sure if I'd call them like a top level tournament list, but I don't really know. I don't play Eldar.
Is that a heart in their logo?
Yeah.
Huh. Looks almost like an Ankh with a heart on top of it. Almost, not quite, but... Looks
like a what now?
An Ankh?
What is an Ankh?
Ankh, you know, the Egyptian thing? Like it's almost like an Egyptian cross, you know, an Ankh?
Oh, no, I do not.
Shai, get him a picture of an Ankh. Surely, Shai
get him an Ankh. Get that man an Ankh.
Like, if you took the half circle of their logo and you just made it a full circle and took off the heart, you've essentially got an Ankh.
Yeah, okay, I've seen that before. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was.
That's okay. Everybody's seen one. It's just, yeah.
Next up, we have a Laytok, also known as the bane of Bricky's existence for many years playing 40K. A Laytok can suck my ass.
These are the ones that steamrolled you for years and gave you your innate hatred of the Eldar.
I'm going to take this plane, and I'm going to give it -2 to hit at all times, and when you shoot at it, I'm going to give it -3 to hit, which means your guardsmen are hitting it on 7s. What dice are you rolling? A D6? Guess you can't hit me, fucker.
Oh, no! Is that really how that worked?
That was old 40K, yeah. I could literally not shoot their planes. I physically could not.
Yikes! Okay, I can see why you feel the way you feel about the Eldar now.
They've since made a change to where you can only ever have a -1 at max. So it's pretty good. And it's pretty good on that one. But yeesh.
Oh shit! Their logo is cool.
Yes, their logo is pretty neato, actually. I like that one a lot. The Eldar Laytok, though, they are a very large spreading craft world. They have people and seers everywhere. You gotta give them a little bit of the Alpha Legion vibe. They are constantly acting with misdirection, spying, and sabotage. Okay. They love to constantly be going around and causing problems for other people and being just a genuine nuisance.
Oh, who is that, Shy? Who did Shy just post in that picture of? That's dope. Whoever that is a slick mother.
That looks like a Eldar Farseer?
Ooh, I like it. I'd buy that for $1.
You'd buy that for $1.
I'd buy that for $1.
But actually, funny enough, the logo itself is the Sword of Cain, the god of war, bisecting the red moon, which is a sign of a house known as Eldanesh, which was a memory about the war in heaven in a way old Eldari mythology. So the red moon is like an ill omen, as like a warning, like, hey, if you offend the gods, this is the fate you'll have, and that's why the sword is going through it.
That's not a red moon. That is a very yellow moon.
Yeah, well, the Eldar don't give a shit.
Jeez.
The Eldar, they shun contact with other Eldar races pretty often because they are very scared of Slaanesh. They are probably one of the more spooked of them all, and they fear that the taint of Slaanesh will grip them more than the other Eldar believe so. So, like, yeah, I'm not going to talk with you, Drukhari. I'm not going to talk with you, Harlequins, or most other craft worlds, because you people scare me.
I mean, that's fair. If you are more inclined to be fearful of Slaanesh and losing your soul to Slaanesh, I can see why your group would be, like, completely isolated and not want to converse with. Obviously, I don't think any of the craft worlds really ever want to talk to the Drukhari, right? That's stay as far away from those crazy fuckers as possible, but it's kind of wild they won't even talk to other, like, craft worlds. Drukhari, I get, but, yeah.
You gotta remember that the Eldar have that, like, overly emotional side of them.
It's true. They do be a bit emotional, though.
Yeah, and so basically whenever you do, well, you gotta crank that stuff up to 11. So then them being frightened of that and shunning other people is, like, high level.
Yeah.
They live a life of pretty harsh discipline. So the path of the warrior, they follow, like, to a T, very strongly. Remember how knights have, like, that code of honor and chivalry, and they'd sit there doing warrior stuff all day and being boring?
Yeah.
That's what I imagine Laytalk is. They stay on this really harsh path. And some can't. Some just can't deal with this harsh path, and they eventually leave. They become, like, corsairs, or they might become a ranger for the craft world. In fact, Laytalk produced the most rangers out of any of the other craft worlds.
Because they just couldn't hack it. They just couldn't put up with the amount of discipline needed.
No, because rangers are super sneaky and stealthy, and they like sneaky and stealthy.
Oh shit! Is that a ranger? They look
ranger.
Very cool too, with their little shroud and what a bunch of edgelords.
They look pretty neat. Laytalk, the main thing is if you're far enough away, you are hard to hit. They have lots of ambushing. They make use of rangers coming out of nowhere and sniping down people. That's kind of their main thing, is the rangers.
Gotcha.
So they like their rangers a lot. They deploy forward. They sneak around. They hop out of the battlefield. They hop back in. They do weird stuff like that. They like being all sneaky, field, ambushy people.
Sneaky gitch.
It's like a little sneakier than the blood axes.
It's not a high bar.
No. Laytalk currently believes that the Necrons are actually the largest threat to the galaxy. Despite the fact that they actually encountered a Tyranid hive fleet before the Ultramarines did, and took some serious losses. They ended up taking it out, luckily, or the splinter of the hive fleet, whatever they do.
I could see them thinking that the Necrons are potentially the biggest threat. Like, if all of the Tomb Worlds woke up, sure. But currently, I don't know. I don't think the Necrons are the biggest threat. I mean, obviously, they think so, but...
Well, remember the Eldar. They are seeing the future, and they're like, yep, the Necrons are the worst. We got to get rid of them.
That is true. If you could see into the future, yeah, the Necrons are probably the worst. Who do you think is the worst right now? What's the biggest threat to...
The Nids.
Tyranids? Okay.
Yeah, the Nids, by far, actually.
I was thinking it had to be like the Orcs or the Nids or Chaos, yeah. Definitely
Chaos
not
is
humanity.
A problem.
Not that humanity is good, but I don't think they're the biggest threat.
No, humanity is got its own problems.
Tau kind of feels like a drop in the bucket at this point.
Tau could get slaughtered by most races, but
By like everybody, yeah.
you know, except for maybe the Craftworld Eldar, they might not be able to pull it off because they are also a dying race.
True, yeah.
Regardless, yeah, LA Talk, they are the sneaky gits with all their sneaky rangers, and in game they also play a lot like that. They have a lot of Fieldcraft, Master of Ambush, the Shift Shroud of Alistar, the Pathfinder Ambush, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sneaky gates.
It's a harsh and difficult thing to be in LA Talk. But because of the harshness of it, a lot of people become rangers, and that's why they have so many goddamn rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Next up,
sounds like a good thing to have.
Next up is Eandon's nuts.
Wow, did you just D's nuts? A craft world?
Yes.
How do you spell that anyway? Eandon. Is that like one of those IIADEN?
IYANDEN.
Oh God.
Yanden? I don't know. They have my least favorite color scheme by far.
Okay.
Of all of them. They are yellow and blue.
Oh God, that's awful. I just put a picture of one of those fuckers in. It's awful. It's blinding. That's terrible. That's the one that I think looks like Marge Simpson.
Yeah, it is the Marge Simpson one. You're
it's
right.
The Marge Simpson one. Oh, I like him a little bit more now, actually.
Because Marge Simpson?
Yeah, homie. Yeah. Looks fine to me, Imperial Fist fans. Yeah. Logo's pretty cool.
Well, the logo's not bad, but yeah, Eandon, so they specialize in getting fucked.
Yeah?
Yeah. Eandon's got itself, like, just constantly bodied over and over and over again. They got smashed by chaos real hard, and then the Tyranids came in and absolutely crushed their craft world. Just like festered all over it. We're all over the place, causing myriad issues. Like the Tyranids just infested it.
That's unfortunate.
Luckily, they were able to be saved by a once exiled prince, a guy named Prince Uriel. He was exiled as a corsair, and he came back. And he had this big old quote. He's like, "My loyal warriors, my kin, by deed and bond, our home faces obliteration, our people are dying. The light of Eandon fades, but it is not yet extinguished. Outcasts and exiles, follow me to war. Like a spear of flame, we shall pierce the darkness. We shall bring ruin to the void-spawned filth that seeks to defile the shrine of Asuryani. If we are to die, let it be here." Yada, 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 Prince Uriel shit.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty noble dude. Why'd he get outcast?
I'm pretty sure I remember him being an asshole. I think, Eldar are assholes, but I'm pretty sure Prince Uriel was particularly an asshole. Mm-hmm. And we will need to do a video on Prince Uriel, of course, because there's a lot of people.
The list grows longer still.
But he came back and he had this big old, like, "What say you, exiles of Eandon? Are you with me?" Etc.
That's a cool idea though, that like even though they were exiled from their home, they were outcast and shunned, they still returned and saved their homeland. I'm assuming they get unexiled after literally saving the craft world.
That they do, I believe. But like, despite the fact that they took away all the nids and dealt with the problem, the Eden craft world is like a ghost town.
Oh, because they just got so shreked.
They got so shreked. It is nearly a ghost town. The halls are filled with actual ghosts because it's Eldar and the mines and all that stuff.
Oh, so, yeah, it would be filled with actual ghosts, wouldn't it? Yeah. That's cool.
But because of that, in order to fight the wars of the living, the dead must repopulate the ranks. So, Eandon specializes in wraith constructs.
Oh, right, because you need dead bodies to pilot those.
You need a soul stone to pilot them. And normally they don't like to call upon the wraith constructs because they want their ancestors to rest. Mm-hmm. But when there is no more living, the dead must fight your battles.
Oh, Oh, so is Eonden actually pretty strong because they have so many, like, soul stones and dead people to use for their wraith constructs?
Oh no, they're a shadow of their former self. They're incredibly like fucking weak right now.
That's unfortunate.
But it's just when they fight, they tend to utilize large amounts of constructs instead of all their other things.
Right.
As you can see in that photo of all those minis down there, there's Prince Uriel in the bottom right. And there are Wraith Knights above him and all the Wraith constructs behind him, as you can see all of the pinball heads, as I call them.
Yeah, I like how Uriel is the only one that looks cool. Everyone else just looks really derpy.
I mean, I love the giant walkers. I think Wraith Knights look neat, but the color scheme sucks.
It's awful, yeah. How strong are Wraith constructs? Are they equivalent to a knight?
Well,
I know they're more mobile, right?
Though those are Wraith Knights. Wraith Knights are about the size of like a knight. I don't know if they're toe-to-toe or not, but they're about the same size. The other Wraith constructs on the ground there, I think, are maybe more like along the lines of probably stronger than Space Marines, those constructs, but I don't know about like how much. Maybe like the like Gravis Space Marines or like they're bigger. They're bigger. I think they're bigger. I think they're tougher overall.
Wow.
But I know that the actual Wraith Guard, like the Wraith Blades, Wraith Guard, that's what the names of those small ones are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're in game, they are like, for example, they're toughness 6. Marines are toughness 4. A regular Marine has 2 wounds, Wraith Guard has 3 wounds. Like a possessed Marine from Chaos is toughness 5 with 3 wounds instead of 6. You know, like they have like -1 damage because they're tough. Like I don't know. I think they're tougher and they're bigger and they're guns. Their guns.
Their guns.
Their guns hurt.
Okay.
They have something called a Wraith Cannon. They also have something called a D-Scythe.
A D-Scythe?
Yes. So a Wraith Cannon is a portable disruption cannon. It's a more portable version of the D Cannon. Basically, what it does is it is a massive distortion weapon that fires a temporary rift into real space, so that the warp starts to rip things out through like a torrent of force and like gravity.
Oh shit!
So they're shooting holes in reality.
Wow, that is some 40K shit, and that sounds awesome. I love that. They got portal guns, sort of.
Kind of, yeah. The D Cannon is a larger version of it. Which, and if they are like, if they're not literally swallowed by the warp rift and sent into the warp, the following gravity and forces will rip you apart like a black hole.
Damn.
So they're pretty nutty.
Black hole warp portal guns.
Black hole warp portal guns.
You know,
yeah.
if
in old 40K insta killed things.
Of course. If Eonden had a better color scheme, I think I might like them the best out of all the factions.
You like the dead walk again kind of thing?
Yeah, I love the like, oh, it's a ghost town, but they actually use ghosts to fight for them, and the portal guns. That's actually really cool. I like it. If I was gonna pick one of these factions, I'd pick the Eonden and actually paint them a completely different color. They should just be like all white, like ghosts.
Just all white?
Just all white. And maybe like red eyes or something, but yeah. Or like orange eyes or something, like really haunting orange eyes or something.
The Casper the Ghost?
Yeah, CRAFTWORLD Caspers!
That's so silly, but not the worst thing in the world. Some guy did a Wraith Knight as like how do you spell it? Like Deus dos Muertos?
I do not know.
The Day of the Dead,
Oh, Dia de los Muertos?
Yeah.
I don't know how you spell it, but I know of it.
I just figured it out. Some guy made a Wraith Knight in that color scheme.
Oh, nice. Did you put like sugar skulls on it and everything?
I just found it. No, that's art shy. This is the guy who did it in real life.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
But,
it was
like,
really neato.
The art that Chai posted, very cool.
Oh, also very cool, yes.
The actual mini, oh, dude. Hell yeah. If Eondon had a theme like that, I'd be all about it. That would be bar none favorite faction, no doubt.
But alas, Marge Simpson.
Homie, why do I look so bad, homie?
That activated my fight or flight response.
Good.
Last one we have for today is Same Han. Same Han is, if that's even how it's pronounced, is red and white. Much better. Red and white, very nice.
Yeah, kind of boring, but all right.
A little boring, but it's all right. They were considered one of the first ever craft worlds to leave the Eldar. One of the first ones to be like, I'm leaving.
We've gone too far.
We have made a mistake. So they bailed, and they are very much well known for their jet bikes.
Ooh, nice.
And they are all about speed, savagery, and very fast-moving lightning attacks. The concept is to be like a serpent before retreating from battle. They pop and they go bite, and they back off.
Oh, is that why their logo looks like that?
And they also, because the concept is that the Eldar serpent, the mythological serpent, is supposed to exist in both the material and immaterial realm. And therefore, because it does, it knows all the secrets of the universe. So same is the word for snake / secret knowledge, and Han is like the conjecture for the quest for it. Same Han is the quest for knowledge.
Oh, is that why there's also like an infinity logo on there?
I think so.
Oh, that's cool. That's a dope logo with a lot of meaning to it. I like that. I like that a lot.
And the fast ones are red colored. Who would have guessed?
They're secretly orcs.
Obviously.
What's that wing thing? Is that one of the aspect warriors?
I believe that is a swooping hawk.
Damn, that one looks really cool. I don't know if it's just because the artist rendition of like the helmet or whatever, but damn, that looks cool.
That was what Lucorifus and his raptors fought at the end of the book, flying around like that.
And ate.
Eat
their flesh.
But yes, so those are swooping hawks, also an aspect warrior, obviously, because they specialize in that concept of the flying guy like that.
Yep.
Swooping hawks are a big part of them, but they do very much love their jet bikes. They like Wind Rider mounts on jet bikes, and almost all of them are part of this Wind Rider family, even including their seers. They actually, this is a little part I pulled from the wiki that I thought was fucking weird. And this is verbatim. The chieftain's closest family form the kinsmen who paint their faces with hot blood on the eve of conflict, drink from each other's wrists, and ride to war together as brothers.
Oh, that's very weird.
I don't know if they actually mean drink from their wrists in that method, but if they do, Jesus Christ.
That's some weird rituals, but that's sort of that fictional sort of, we exchange blood, therefore we're closer than brothers, we're closer than family, we are blood. So I sort of get that sort of fiction take. There's a lot of that macho blood exchange. Wow, so manly.
What the fuck was that sound you just made right there?
Well, you know, when people are trying like way too hard, like, ooh, look at how manly I am, but they're really just being big nerds. It's like, I'm so manly. It's like, no, you're not.
That's bizarre. Anyway.
That's how people pass diseases.
Whatever, you have disease.
That's true.
You have the disease of no bitches.
I have the disease of anime.
That's true. Anyway, so yeah, Same Han is definitely got a much more warrior tribesman style to them. Probably because they were one of the first people to leave the Eldar. They kind of almost feel like Exodites sometimes. They have the old feudal, feral, whatever.
Feudal, feral,
word,
sure, yeah.
Words, old school kind of way about them. In fact, when the craft world wants to go out and fight, they don't. All the tribes don't actually have to. Some can just say no if they don't want to be a part of it. Though that does often involve things like disagreements involving ritual combat, because of course their Eldar and tribal means ritual combat. Other Eldar see them as a little savage.
I get that, sure.
Totally get that.
Well, other weird ceremonies, yeah, I bet they do see them as savage and feral. Especially those hoity-toity Eldar, yeah.
Yeah, I'm imagining some things like a Laytalk might see them. It's really fucking, really fucking
like just like
annoying.
oh god, look at these backwater savages. Yeah.
So because their love for speed and traditions and tribal kind of things, they are all the stuff in gameplay is like re-rolling charge rolls, falling back and charging. Their stuff says like wild host, wild rider chieftain, the warriors of the raging winds, that kind of stuff. That's their main concepts.
So would these Eldar kind of be like almost like an Eldar version of the White Scar?
Yeah, very much so. Very,
Yeah.
very tribal, very fast. They like the hard hitting and moving back kind of thing. Though, I think they might. I always thought the White Scars had a bit more of a fun time about it.
Okay.
Because these guys are like very tribal and very like harsh. Where the White Scars, if you remember, they're the laughing killers. They're like laughing to
true.
themselves as they're rolling up in their motorbikes and slicing people apart. Like they seem like they're enjoying the battle a lot more. Where they I don't know, the same Han people seem to be kind of like, I mean, they're Eldar. They're very like stoic, hoity-toity. Yes.
Damn, their
Our
bikes are
tribal
cool
traditions.
though. These Eldar bikes are slick.
There's actually a new model they recently came out with, something called a Shroud Runner. I always thought this was really dope. A Shroud Runner is like a combination of a Ranger and a bike on together. It was just a recently remade model and allows you to have a guy with a sniper rifle on top and then the main bike on the front. It's pretty fun.
That is pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Imagine it's hard to aim a sniper while you're on a speed bike though.
Not if you're Eldar.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Those crafty Eldars. Those crafty world Eldars, am I right?
Those crafty Eldar.
Those crafty Eldar.
What a bunch of dinguses.
What a bunch of dinguses. Shai said, wow, you guys are weird savages, and their response is, at least our craft world isn't 90% dead, Marge Simpsons.
That's why your mama did.
Oh,
Vine boom sound effect. That's why your daddy gone. Vine boom sound effect.
Damn, that's why your dad hasn't come back from getting his milk.
That's why your craft world dead. Oh yeah, there's the model. See, they got the little snipers in the back and then the dude on the front.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. It's kind of a weird color clashing since they're wearing camo on a big bright red bike. It's like, do you really need the camo at that point? I know it's to be like, oh look, they're Rangers. It's like, who cares at that point, right? Like, you don't need the camo anymore. You're on a big bright red bike.
It's for the aesthetic. Shut up. Also,
Makes no damn sense.
Let's not forget how fast they move. You know, Harlequins color themselves that way to make them look like a blur of color because they move so darn quick.
So what you're saying is camo is even less important because they're just a blur anyway.
No, it makes the blur heart even worse.
Okay. I do like the Harlequins dressing the way they do to make it like an entertaining blur of colors. I really love that about the Harlequins, to be fair.
That is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Still shenanigans, though.
Oh, yeah. And what in 40K isn't?
That's very true. Anyway, that is same Han. Those are the 5 main craft worlds you can play in the game.
Hell.
They're I must admit, despite my obvious bias and hatred of elves, repub of hate elves, I actually do like the new Craft World Codex. I think it's pretty neat. It requires a lot of skill to play properly because you're so squishy, but you're so fast. And a lot of the Craft Worlds are really neat. I would probably play Oathway if was given my chance.
Okay.
I just think Oathway is really neat. Has a lot of cool concepts to them. They also have this really neat rule called the Strands of Fate, which is fun.
Ooh, okay.
You basically roll a bunch of dice. I think it's 6. Yeah, you roll 6 dice, and then they correspond to different things. Like a dice roll of a 1 is advanced, 2 is charged, 3 is psychic test, 4 is hit, 5 is wound, 6 is saving throw. And then you roll the 6, and then they are different results, and you get to pick 4. And then that basically you get to use them later as an automatic roll of a 6. So it's like you've seen the future of the things you have of fate, and you can like adjust fate as you will.
Oh, that's actually a really cool way to put in the lore of them being like farseers and having farsight. That's actually really dope. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like Miracle Dice for sisters, but it doesn't quite take it away, which I'm happy about. But it's its own shtick. They also have something called battle focus, which is every time you shoot, you can then roll a dice, and then you can move that many more inches. So very often it's pop out outside of cover, shoot, and then pop it back into cover.
Yeah.
Because you're an Eldar and you're an asshole.
You're a sneaky git.
You're a bunch of sneaky. Should I do that picture of the orc with the Eldar mask on? He's like, ooh, I'm a pointy little Eldar git.
I haven't seen this.
I gotta find that image. It always makes me laugh.
I played the Eon Den.
Ah, there he is.
All the ghost constructs.
I found him.
Show me.
It's not a big photo, but it's funny to me. Oh my god, I did one of those things where the link for it was 40,000 characters long.
Uh-oh, is this an epic embed failure?
No,
Laugh at
please.
this user?
No, please don't do this.
He embedded it wrong in the Discord. Everyone laugh at this man. Ha ha ha! What a loser!
I found the image. I found the image.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's pretty good.
Come on, I want you to say this one.
Avagandra-ish, boys! Oh, he's an Eldar! La-dee-da-dee-da!
Yay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, you know what? That's all I wanted. That's it. I'm satisfied. I'm gonna go eat a piece of white bread.